Welcome back to yet another great show here. I am finally back, guys. I hadn't seen you guys in a hot minute. Had to take a little hiatus there only because I had a gig last Thursday. So we are back and we're ready to get back into the groove of things. Hopefully I won't have any more spaces like that. It'll just be, straightforward, and we'll be able to get our weekly show going here. So how are you guys doing, man? What's been going on with you guys? I hadn't talked to you in a couple of days here. Hope you guys have been seeing all the latest and greatest that I have been doing and everything here. Nothing truly special, except for we'll talk about, what I recently put on Instagram. We'll talk about that and what that is and what that's going to mean for the future. And but mainly I just want to go over what's been going on, just in case you guys have not seen it. So we'll let a couple more people get into the room here. Give them a second. If you want to give a shout out and stuff on the chat, I'll definitely highlight it, and then we'll have our questions portion. I'm not going to keep you guys too long because it's Cinco de Mayo, and I know a lot of you guys have had a few drinks. Don't act like you haven't had a few drinks. I mean, I already know. I know. It's Cinco de Mayo. It's all good. I understand. All right. So let me know that you can hear me and everything in the chat. Willie D was in here first, just by the way. Willie D jumped in. Let me know what's good. So appreciate you stopping through, bro. Lupe Gonzalez, what's happening, man? Kid Cupid, what's happening, my man? Appreciate you. Glad you guys are here. I know we're probably only going to get, just a few people because everybody else is probably either partying or ready for bed. Sorry it's so late and stuff today, but I tried to do the Cinco de Mayo thing as well, just for a little bit because I gotta, I gotta get up and stuff tomorrow. So that's why I wanted to come on here a little bit later and just give everybody a chance to make it home and get ready for today's show. All right, Kid Cupid, man, you all over. DJ G Kenny. I've been waiting for this. All right. Well, I appreciate you. Loud and clear. Hit that like button. Yeah, you guys hit the like button and stuff if you like these shows. I want to briefly just talk about what I have been doing. Just go over it real quick. So last week when I wasn't able to come on, I had a prom last week and I had a wedding last week. And the prom was for a private school out near Elgin, and I had done them. I think last year was the first year. Joyful Sound Entertainment, what's going on? I think it was last year was the first time that I did them, and this was our second go around, and they had a good time. It's these proms, man. They're very interesting. I was going to do some gig logs on these proms and stuff that I recently did, but I don't know. I just had a weird feeling about putting kids and stuff on some of my gig logs. I don't know. I just had a weird feeling and stuff about it. Nobody told me not to. I just had a bad gut feeling and stuff about it, so I didn't film at those two. Well, actually, at all three of the proms that I had this year. So, but they were all great. They gave me an opportunity to see what everybody likes. And to be honest with you guys, these kids asked me for two. Well, not the last prom, but the first two proms. These kids asked me for pretty much two artists: NBA YoungBoy and who was the other one? Who was the other guy? NBA YoungBoy and Lil Baby. That's it. That's all they wanted. Even if I would play one song, they would want another song from that artist. So anyway, they all went good, and so I'll probably be back next year for all of them. I was able to kind of crank out the haze machine finally. I'm almost thinking that there may not be a purpose for this haze machine anymore. I mean, I really only got it for when I do stuff like proms, but if these venues are not allowing me to be able to use it, so if I'm not going to be able to use it, what purpose does it serve? So I may be getting rid of that haze machine coming up pretty soon. Lupe, you gonna watch the Canelo fight this weekend? You into boxing? Yeah, I am into boxing. I will not have a chance to watch the Canelo fight. Work and duty calls, man. I won't have an opportunity to do that. All right, so moving right along. What do we have coming up here? Oh, coming up next week. So I have a wedding coming up here this weekend, and next weekend, I do have a Thursday event. Again, it is a fashion show. So I have a fashion show next week, and then I have another wedding. It's pretty much just Saturdays with the exception of one Thursday this month of May. And then I also have a vacation coming up. Oh man, this is tough sailing in here, man. We've got two of you guys in here. That's it. I knew it was going to be slim pickings, though. I knew it. How many with the two guys that are in here, or the few guys that are in here now? Did you guys get an opportunity to check out my latest gig log? I just recently edited 7 gig logs, and I have scheduled them all. You're going to get one a week, all the way through June, and you'll get one every week, hopefully on every Tuesday, as long as everything goes correct. I had a couple of copyright things I had to take care of, but hopefully they'll be done by the time the video is ready to come out. So how many of you guys saw my latest gig log? What'd you think of it? What'd you think of the mixing and stuff in it? I thought it was one of my better mixing videos. I've got 2 gig logs that recently came out. I'm sorry. I have 2 gig logs that I edited. The one that I just put out and the one that's going to come out in June, where the mixing that I do, I was just in a zone. I was in a zone, and music just kind of came to me. So those, I definitely encourage you guys to check those out. Let me get some water here. Oh, T. Reed. All right. Oh, you love the transitions. Good. Now, I know a lot of you guys keep looking at the moving head that's sitting on the totem. It's either to the right or the left, but when the moving head is moving, you guys see it, do this number right here. It's rock back and forth. And you always ask me, is that thing sturdy? Well, on that particular gig log, the ground wasn't level. The ground I was on was kind of like this. So when the stand sits on it, it has room to move. The majority of the time when it's on a flat surface, a completely flat surface, then that's when it doesn't do that rocking or anything like that. So it's not that the stand is unstable or the light's going to fall off or anything like that. But it's when I'm on, uneven, unlevel ground. T. Reed, the Hip Hop Array Return of the Mac Mix. Oh, I think, what did I do? I did the acapella out, the Hip Hop Array, and then put Return of the Mac coming in at the same time. I remember that. Again, I was in the zone, man. Those guys wanted some great music, and they just kind of let me do my thing. And when they let me do my thing, when these brides actually let me do my thing usually works. It usually does. I just get into a zone and I just tuck my head down and I just mix my tail off. Let me see something here. Oh, Willie D's got a question. All right, we'll jump into that. Why not? There's only a couple of you guys here. I'll go ahead and answer a couple of questions, and I'll tell you what else is happening. He says, question. Let me just bring it up here. An SC like you, how much do you run go-go, Southern soul, or other non-mainstream genres? It's party dependent for me, but wanted to ask. Same for me. It's party dependent. Like I don't know if you guys remember when I was talking about that Sumter gig that was supposed to have reggae and Afro beats. I don't too much get a lot of soulful music requests. As far as music goes, yeah, I'm thinking about it now. Yeah, I don't get a whole lot of it. It's either hip hop, pop, or country. That's what I get. T. Reed, you stole it. Well, it's yours, brother. I mean, I didn't plan on it. It just kind of happened. I just put it together. DJ Victor Silva, are you in Brazil right now? Like, that's crazy if you are. What's up from Brazil? That's crazy. Okay, so, yeah, so those edits and everything should be out once a week. You guys should get the gig logs, and the gig logs will be back. And I'm also going to, still continue to do the show. And because, some of you guys like that, how I just come on and we just talk and chat, and then I answer as many questions as I can. Just something simple. I started doing, I guess you call it reels. I started doing reels, and I just recently did a reel, and I've gotten a lot of questions and stuff on it from something in Charleston. All right, Willie D. Cali, Maine. Oh, Kid Cudi. Oh, I'm sorry, Kid Cupid from Cali, Maine. All right. Yeah, I just recently did a reel, and I'm just trying to understand it, trying to understand how it works, and it's not too bad. So once I come up with some more ideas, I'll probably do some more reels. But in that reel, I had an item that everybody keeps asking me about, and what's it for? What's it going to do? What is it? So I will show you what it is here. Let's see. Let me see if I can show it to you here. Hopefully this works. There it is right there. This is the Wolf Mix 1, and ADJ actually makes a version of this. And this is going to, hopefully, cross your fingers, this is hopefully going to take the place of the Airstream DMX and the iPad. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to simplify my setup even more than it already is. Let me see if I can get this down. It's acting up. Come on. Let me take this down. There we go. Okay, now we can see. So what I'm trying to do is simplify my setup even more, and take away the Airstream DMX bridge and just use this guy right alongside me, plug in the dongle so that it can wirelessly connect, and also run one XLR cord down to one of my Element hexes, since I use those almost every gig. Once I run that into one Element hex, it should send the signal out to the others, and so forth and so forth. But it should work the way that I'm thinking about it. It should actually work and make sense and stuff here. But this just going to simplify it. Now I'm having a little issue. I've been working on it now for since I've gotten it, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm able to do it. I'm able to simplify, because like I said, with the Airstream DMX bridge, it was really easy to kind of put that stuff together, and you set it up one time and then you're just able to go. This right here, this takes time. This takes time. Like you still can set it up one time, but I am definitely struggling trying to keep it, put it all together here. So if you guys have seen this or have heard about this or have had any dealings with this, let me know and stuff in the chat. It's something that I've been doing some research. You guys know I don't buy anything on impulse. I do straight research. I've watched tons of videos. I've read up on a lot of it, and I've been asking on this particular show whether or not I should look into it. And I pulled the trigger so that I could see what it's like. I've got 30 days to try to figure it out. If I can figure it out within those 30 days, I'll keep it. If I can't, I'll return it. So hopefully I get it together and get it all right and all that good stuff. So, yep, just added that to the repertoire. That's something that I'll try to make a part of my setup coming up. So let's see what you guys say in the chat here. No, from California, Maine. Oh, okay. Yo, can we get some of your playlist, please? Okay, now I don't particularly like to put out a playlist. I mean, all this stuff is just, I don't know. Maybe if I figure out a way to put out the playlist, I'll give you guys the playlist. I don't know why the playlist is so important. It's really easy. It's just putting the music and stuff together. I mean, everybody's got tons of music, just putting it together in the right order. Joyful Sound says that he got it last month. Okay. No need for the use of an iPad or laptop. Okay. What is this called and where did you get it? Okay, so this is called the Wolf Mix M1, and ADJ makes a version of it. You can get it from, or at least I got mine, and they should have plenty more. You can get it from iDJ Now, and I think the cost of it is $600, something like that. I think it's about $600 and stuff for it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and it doesn't go for any of their discounts, but you could probably look on oh gosh, what's the other one? Sweetwater, Guitar Center. You can look on Z-Sounds. You can look on AGI Pro DJ. You can look on Pro Audio Star. All those guys will probably have it if you're looking for it here, but definitely, I wouldn't just jump on it if you're not good at DMXing and stuff. I would actually research it, maybe try something a little easier first, and then try, because it's very complicated. It looks great, but it's very, very intricate, and it's good because you can add, lights and stuff to it, and you're not just stuck with one preset, and it's not like a pain in the butt. Like with the Airstream, what was hard about it is that when you got a new light or you put something else in it, like you had to have all the lights, you had to have them all programmed, you had to have them all on, and it was weird. I don't know. It was a pain in the butt. Like when I added my Element Hex bars to it, it was aggravating. When I added my uplights, my both uplights, it was aggravating. It was a total nightmare. When I added the 4Zs, it was aggravating. It was just a pain in the butt. So definitely proceed with caution. That's all. That's one of the things I would say. Proceed with caution. All right, let's see. It looks a little harder than the Airstream has. If you think about switching over to the Chevy version, I do not know which way is easier to make. It is definitely a little bit harder. It is definitely a little bit harder. Amelia Carr. Well, you guys are correcting everything in here. Pretty please. Is it harder than you say? Thinking about buying the two wash effects. What do you think about them? Lupe Gonzalez, I love my wash effects. Done with any dots that hit the dance floor, done with any strobe light, done with any, single LED lights. I would definitely look up the Wash FX2s and use them. Use them religiously because they light up an entire dance floor. Joyful Sound Entertainment. Yep, $5.99. Joyful Sound. Was it easy for you to put it together? Oh, I should have just scrolled down. It is complicated a little. Still learning how to set up the scenes. Right. That's what I'm doing as well. I'm stuck at that one point trying to figure out how I'm going to, put all these together because they have so many features. There's so many features on here. And I'm just trying to get stuff. Like I've already added all of my lights to it. And all I have to do is go out and program the DMX channel into them. But I just can't. I want to use that. I bought the little additional. What's it called? It's oh gosh, I can't think of it. It's like this 3D model that you can get that comes on your computer, and you can put all the lights and stuff you have on there. You can actually pre-program a show right then and there on the 3D model, and you don't have to bring your lights out. You just program them, and then when you do that, it automatically will register in the unit once you connect them and stuff again, which is really cool. And I want to be able to do that, but I'm still having trouble on that as well. So it's a learning curve. It's a huge learning curve. It's like going from a turntable to a controller. It's a huge learning curve. All right, let's see. I was talking about playlists or knowing the right song to play next. Well, I guess when you say stuff like that, do you not just feel music when you're out there? When you're out there with your crowd, BPMs is probably the easiest way to know what song to play next. Popularity brings up, it comes into play, and it's a factor for what song to play next. I don't have a specific order and stuff that I play songs in. It's basically on a feeling. In terms of controller, what do you see the newer features on the upcoming controllers this year? Well, I think the goal now for controllers is trying to make it feel as close to a turntable as possible. It started with the bigger jog wheels. You remember all the controllers were pretty much the same, and then they made bigger jog wheels for the controllers, and that was the start of it. And then next you have moving platters, and then next you've got a SM7 as the mixer in the middle, and then next it's trying to get it as close to a turntable as possible. It's almost like DJ had started off with turntables and a mixer, and then went to this controller format, and now they're trying to break you out of the controller format and go back to turntables. It's just like an evolution, trying to get you to come full circle. I'm curious on how many of you guys actually either use the Rain 1 or use the Rev 7. I'm curious on how many of you guys actually upgraded to those. I don't see upgrading to that in the near future. Like I said, if I upgrade anything, I'm going to take the Rain 12s and the SM11 and put it in a console somehow, and I'm going to rock it. That'll be the future. Good question though, Willie D. My boy programs light and it's beautiful once you learn it. I hope so, Kid Cupid. That's my hope. I hope I don't have to return it in 30 days. That would suck. Well, look, this is going to happen regardless. When you play a song and stuff and the dance floor clears out, it's going to happen regardless. There's not one DJ who's in here who's watching this right now who could say that they've never played a song and the dance floor clears. You have just got to play with the music. You really do. You have got to play around with the music. You've got to play what's popular, and then you got to play it in a format to where if a song doesn't work, you can jump out of it real quick and go right to the next one. It's just real simple. I own the Rain One. I love it. All right, I mean, Willie D. I don't know if you have big hands like this. I don't know if you do, but are the platters everything that they say they are? All right, VDJ Surge Sniper, what's going on, man? Appreciate you stopping through. I have the Rain 12 Rev 7, looks sick. I'm getting it soon. No, Rev 7 looks sick. I'm getting it soon. So you do have the Rain 12. All right, and you're going to get the Rev 7. What made you want to get the Rev 7 though? That's what I don't understand. Like why? If you're going to get a controller, why not just get the DDJ 1000 SRT? I don't know. Unless you just like the turntable feel. But if you like the turntable feel, then I'm not sure why you don't bring the turntables. Maybe because the Rev 7 is an all-in-one unit. You just take it in a case and bring it. I mean, I guess. I watched Jazzy Jeff do a full set from New York yesterday, and he did it completely on the Rev 7. And I was like, bro, that's crazy. I just don't know if I could do that. All right, Kid Cupid. Wait, let me go back up here. Been waiting to ask this question for 3 weeks. Do you coast on BPM while DJing, or do you phrase online and go on? Okay, Kid Cupid, I can tell you this right now. When I'm DJing, I don't do anything music-wise live. Like if it wants me to go out and download something new or something like that, I don't do it. One of my biggest fears is doing that and the computer just crashing on me. I've actually had that happen to me before. I connected to the internet, tried to download a song, and the computer crashed while it was downloading before I had the chance to do anything. It took 5 minutes for it to cut back on. But 5 minutes in live DJ set time is crazy. So yeah, I don't do that. I don't look up music. I'm hoping that's what you're asking. Maybe you're asking, do you coast on BPMs while DJ? Like, do I stay in a certain lane with BPMs? If that's what you're asking, then yeah. What I like to do is when I get outside of the oldies that I start playing in the beginning, this is at a wedding. What I do is I'll jump up to the 125s and I'll stay in that range for a minute. And then I'll probably play like a slow song and jump back down to like the 80s and 90s, close to 100, and then jump back up to the 125s and come back down to like 120. So I'm kind of all over the place, but I do stay in a certain BPM range depending on what part of the night it is. I hope I answered your question both ways. Willie D, have you tried using wireless XLRs? No, I haven't. I mean, I have the dongles, if that's what you mean. I use the dongles in my Wash Effects. And sometimes during the proms, I did use my dongles in all four of my moving heads, if that's what you mean by wireless XLRs. Kid Cupid, I've got the Rev 7 last week coming from Record Box. Now I have to use Serato and ain't feeling it. Need some tips from you on settings. Oh, Kid Cupid, I don't. If you're coming from Record Box, I heard it's a big learning curve. I've never used Record Box. I've never used it at all. We could probably chat and stuff about some settings and stuff on Serato, but I've never used Rekordbox and stuff at all, so I don't know what kind of curve you would have. I mean, I guess we can just talk about strictly Serato if you wanted to. Surge Sniper, you love it. That's dope. Lighter to carry, yeah. I mean, I agree. I owned the NS7II before this, and this is just as nice. The platter's a nice size for the controller. Willie D, I'm assuming you had the Rev 7. I'm assuming, and that's what you're talking about. If so, I still want to see one in person. I want to see a Rev 7 in person just to see if my hands would fit on it and stuff. Because I told you I'm already becoming accustomed to my Rane 12s and stuff over there. And so, I mean, it wouldn't be a huge learning curve, but I'm just scared because right now I have I have the controller that fits my hands. So I don't want to leave that. Dave uses the Rane 1. I didn't like it. Yeah, I still never seen the Rane 1 and stuff in person. I got to the S11, which works with Rekordbox also. Now the S11 is bomb. Yeah, the S11 definitely is bomb. I like the moving platters. I agree. Moving something about the resistance on a turntable it makes it that much different. It's actually harder for me to try to do the same mixing on a controller because all it is a digital needle versus an actual movement of a table, which I totally understand that. Rev 7 costs more than the Rane unit. Yep. I think they're giving you, I think Pioneer just gives you a better version of the controller. I do. From what the images and stuff that I've seen, I mean, they're almost giving you an S9. I mean, I know it's an SM7, but they're almost giving you an S9 with 2 moving platters. That's Jazzy Jeff, though. He can do everything. Yeah, I know. It just looks, you would think that there would be a learning curve for even the likes of him, but not that man. That man can pretty much do about anything. All right, it depends on what your flavor vanilla. What? I don't even understand that. Same here. Thanks. Much respect for answering my questions. You the man. So I asked this earlier before I keep going down to the rest of the questions. If you guys had a chance to look at my latest gig log, what did you think of the mixing and everything in that latest gig log? I put that party was an absolute rager, and that's why I've been using the hashtag Let Book Cook, because if they just let me do my thing at most of these events, it goes over that same way every night. And the gig logs that you guys will see coming up, you'll see what happens when I have to stay in a format versus when I just get to freestyle. And when I freestyle a little bit more, the party goes a little bit crazier. Just trust me. You'll see what I'm talking about in the upcoming ones. But let me know what you thought of the latest gig log. Let's see. DJ No Question, what's good, man? Thank you for joining tonight. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. I thought we were only going to have a couple people in here, but it looks like it jumped right on up. Appreciate you guys stopping through. You didn't have to. I really appreciate it. I know some of y'all got to work tomorrow, but I do appreciate you guys stopping through just for a little bit here. We're only going to be on just for a little bit more time, and then we'll let everybody go here. Oh, okay. I answered your question. Good. Love Rekordbox. Me too, bro. Rekordbox is dope. I mean, customize Serato. Only trying to learn Serato because of the Rev 7. I think you should learn Serato because it's pretty much the most universal platform for DJs. I mean, you go into most areas and you're going to see Serato. You go into a club. If you're ever asked to DJ somewhere and you had to step up, in that, in somebody's place, and they're going to have Serato most of the time. Terrence Burke, Jay, even though you're in South Carolina, but you sound like you from up north. You're not the first one to tell me that. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I just don't have that southern twang like a lot of folks do. I don't know. I'm not from up north. I can promise you that. Love the gig logs. It was really helpful. Thanks, Romeo. Appreciate you. Nathaniel Weeks. That latest gig log was fire. I didn't expect the crowd to get down with Dreams of Night. See, this is what I'm talking. Again, that was on the fly because I heard that the groom and his buddies are all from Philly, and they're huge Eagles fans. So when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, what's the song that the Eagles played? Dreams and Nightmares. Hello. That just made sense. See, you just got to let me cook. Just got to let me cook. I'll take care of the rest. Trust me. That's how a few of the gig laws are going to go. And then some of them are going to be a little bit more tamed, and you'll see the difference. I've also am going to shoot a couple of videos on some of the items. I'm going to shoot it on the Wolf Mix, the ADJ Wolf Mix, MX, MW, X1, whatever. This thing right here. I'm going to shoot a video on this. I probably won't go into details and stuff about it. This is the latest control on everything that I got. I'll be shooting a video on the projector for monograms, as I'll start offering those more in packages now, because it just adds an extra little oomph. You'll see that in a few of the gig logs that I did, like the monogram is. It just looks great, even in a dance scene, which trust me, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I upgraded my projector, and we'll do a video on the 4Zs because I've gotten tons of questions on the 4Zs. So maybe I'll do a combined video of all three and do that. But there'll be upcoming videos and stuff on that as well, on top of the gig logs. I'll keep trying to crank them out. You guys have to understand that those videos take so much time to put together. I mean, to put together one video, it almost takes a full day. And I've tried to do 7 and throw them out to you. So you can only imagine the time that was spent trying to get those videos together. All right. So we'll leave the last 15, 18 minutes to answer any questions that you guys may have. Nothing too deep, something simple. What'd you guys do for Cinco de Mayo? How about we'll talk about that for a hot second, if that's a topic. Also, let me know what lighting controller that you guys use to be able to control your lights at a gig. How many of you bought the Astera lights? How many are you going to buy those at $4,000 for 4 of them? How many of you have already bought them? How many of you are going to buy them? Have you ever seen them? Let me know in the comments and stuff down below. Let's chat about it here for the last few minutes. Need some water. We appreciate your time, at least I do. Oh, no worries, man. I'm trying to do this on a weekly basis. Every Thursday, try to do it at least 7. I don't want to really move the date, so if I can't do it on the Thursday, then I may just have to cancel it that week. All right. How do you advertise and get new clients? I feel like we talk about this every week. I don't advertise. I don't advertise at all. Everything's word of mouth. It's definitely word of mouth. It's definitely friends passing me to other friends, family passing me to family. One of my last gigs, I don't know if you guys remember, I told you that the mom was a chaperone at the prom. She told her son about me. The bride was a guest at another wedding. They talked to each other, and they both saw me at an event and wanted me to do their wedding. So these things are all word of mouth. That would probably be the easiest way to tell you to get that. Word of mouth. Word of mouth, and if you're going to advertise anything, use social media. I have gotten some gigs and stuff off of YouTube. I've gotten some gigs off of Instagram. People just seeing your stories, stuff like that. I don't too much put a whole lot on Facebook, because Facebook, those leads usually don't pan out for some reason, for whatever reason. Good question though. Terrence Burke. Love the LD Maui 44 G2s. Yeah, those things are beast. Those things are beast. The last gig I did, I actually went back to the QSCs because I missed them. I was using those 44s that I think all of April I used the 44 G2s. So I kind of missed them. So I brought them back out, and I realized why I put them down for a little bit, because those things are super heavy, man. It's time to go. I love the convenience of the 44 G2s. I love the convenience of them. But every once in a while, I do want to pull out the Mauis, because those things, they covered the 500 kids prom that I did. Just those two speakers. It's nuts. I am not exaggerating. Those are too expensive. Yeah, they are. They're super expensive. They are an investment. Just like those Astera tubes, they're an investment. You can't look at those as, I just want to go get them. You have to say, okay, I'm in this thing for the long haul. I'm going to buy them, because you have to be invested. They really believe in their products, and they're going to charge you an arm and a leg for both those speakers and those Astera tubes. It's crazy to think that between the two of them, between the Astera tubes, getting 4 of them and getting 2 44 G2 speakers from LD, you will pay almost $10,000. And that's before you get anything else. It's $10,000 for those lights and those 2 speakers alone. So like I said, those are investments. You have to be invested in those. All right, we'll take a couple more questions here. Got about 10 more minutes. I'll take a couple more questions. Still, nobody told me what they did for Cinco de Mayo, man. What'd you guys do? Did you guys do anything for Cinco de Mayo? You had a little drink, went to a restaurant? How packed were your restaurants? Mine was slammed over here. What we got here? I got the RCF J-Mix 8. I think they are worth the cost. I've never had the opportunity to check these out. I have to look these up. If you believe in them and you made an investment, that means they must be doing something. All right. Do you have other DJs work with you to keep the money in? Wait a minute. To keep the money into the company? Well, at the present moment, I don't. Wait. Nothing talking to me. I presently don't have anybody working with me. I'm in discussions with a couple of people who are interested in, doing some partnership work and stuff with me. So we're going to figure those out so that we can get the criteria and stuff down and try to make something happen, man. You guys are very enthusiastic and stuff, especially when you come from an area, maybe you don't get the same type of gigs that I see, and you see my gig laws, you want to be a part of something like that. I can help you get into that area. If you live in this area, you do pretty much the same venues just about all the time. But yeah, I am trying to get a couple of guys and stuff like that to come on and stuff with me, and just help balance things out and stuff. There's a lot of work out here. A lot of work. Let's see. Have you did a video on how you program your lights, like the strobe effects? Okay, I have done 2 videos. I've done one video on DMXing, and then I've also done another video on the actual lights that do that, so the wash effects. So if you want to go back and look up those, you can look up those. I do have videos on those if you want to go jump and check those out. Excuse me. Jay, can you do a video on speakers for beginners and for pros? Okay, Terrence, that's a good idea. Now I've only used. You have to understand that in my entire DJ career, I've only used 3 brands of speakers. 3. So I can tell you what I use as a beginner, then I can tell you what I leveled up to, and then I can tell you what I have and stuff now, which you guys have already seen. So yeah, I could do a video on that. I don't have a problem doing that. It's a great idea. I'll take that into consideration. You need that help. CSL, Mike sounds great. Appreciate it. I'm glad. I've got enough of these things in here, so I'm glad that the mic sounds good and you guys are able to hear me clear. All right, a few more questions and stuff before I let you guys go ahead and call it a night. A few more questions. While I'm waiting for them to come in, the logo and everything right here. Trying to make sure, it's hard to see it right here. This is the logo for my other YouTube page. Please go to the link down below and subscribe to the Twisted Transitions page. The reason I say so is because I'm going to be taking this show that you guys love, and I'm going to put it on that page and then take clips from it and put it on my normal page. So I want to be able to get you guys the stuff to go over to that channel so we can build that channel, and then I'll put the clips and snippets and stuff from over there. That just makes it easier to separate, because when I do these hour shows, it takes my view duration time down because I don't have as many people looking at it. So I have to spread it out. So for the rest of this month, hopefully starting next week, we'll do a test run on it, and I will do a live stream from Twisted Transitions page. So please go down to the link in the description. I should have it down there, and subscribe to that page, and I'll start doing the live streams from that page. All right. What speakers did you start with? Okay. So DJ Romeo, the first pair of speakers that I had that I was using, I was using the Mackie speakers. And this is when these speakers were like super hard, like when speakers were like tough, like it wasn't wood, it was like that hard plastic. So yeah, it was like, I can't even, I want to say it was like 5 V52s or V522 or something like that. But I had the gray and the black ones, but they were both just like this hard plastic. That was the first ones that I had. Detailed by JR, thinking about getting the Maui 44 G2. How big of a crowd do you think you can handle? Well, let me just tell you this. Like I've been saying on here all along, it would slaughter a 150 person reception or group. You could maintain a 300 person group with these speakers, because you got to remember, I'm 6'2", and these speakers are almost 7, maybe 7, like a foot taller than me. Like these speakers are super tall, and the sub and everything is at the bottom of them. And then I covered a 500 kid prom, and you could still hear the music outside when we were packed inside. If that makes any sense. I went to the back of the room while the kids and everything were up front, and I could hear everything clearly on top of them yelling. So it covered 500 kids. These things are no joke. And you could push them pretty good. I mean, I had it loud. Like if you were a kid who was right up beside the speaker that night, your ears are probably still ringing. Boosted Mackies are decent. So are the MK3s. Yeah, I think at one time I was almost about to get the Mackie Thumps and stuff, but they packed a lot of bass but didn't have good highs. So I tell you, I walked into it was like a pool hall, and a band was using the QSCs, or just a QSC, and it changed everything. I never left QSC until I got these LD speakers. I had QSC from that point on. It changed everything. QSCs are probably one of the clearest speakers, and the subs they have punchy bass. They don't have like that thumping bass like a JBL would. Like if you had JBLs are like earth shattering. Like those are like some deep bass. Those are what clubs use. Are JBLs. So these are kind of more like, I guess you would say like the mobile DJ type subwoofers from QSC. DJ Big Trav, what's good? What's happening? Appreciate you stopping through, bro. I mean, you came in at the end, but better late than never. I'm about to hop off here in just a second. QSC's for life, yeah. You're right, QSC fam. That's what I use. I cannot deny that they're not a great company. All right, I'll answer one last question. One last question before we get out of here. While I wait for it to come in, make sure you guys are following Twisted Transitions on Instagram, as well as make sure you follow me on Instagram. I've gotten pretty good at some of this stuff that I'm starting to do and stuff on there. I'm going to put my creativity to the test on Instagram here coming up soon. So, definitely stay tuned and stuff for that. I haven't moved over to TikTok yet. I can't fathom TikTok yet as a DJ. I've seen a couple of DJs and stuff on there. I just can't fathom TikTok yet, but I'll find a way. I'm also thinking about hiring or putting an in search of on Facebook to find somebody to just capture pictures and video for me at my events, so I can not worry about my capturing moments during the dance sets and my sets and everything. I can just focus on DJing, and somebody else is capturing all the crowd participation, and they can capture that back view that everybody gets. Like, I see, I told you, my brain just continuously works. I'm always thinking. All right, are we going to get that last question, or are we just going to call it? I'll wait for one more question to come through. One more question. Don't forget, we'll try to come back next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. And we'll do another update. I'll tell you guys exactly how the fashion show and everything went, because it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be pretty good. I'm anticipating it. No more questions? You guys are good? All right. Well, if that's the case, then I guess that we'll go ahead and cut out of here. 10 o'clock on the dot. So we'll go ahead and cut out of here and let you guys go ahead and call it a night. And we will see you again next week. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is really it's just cool, man. I like doing it. And hopefully we can continue to grow this chat and have a good time and just talk about everything DJ related without any consequences, you know. All right, guys. So we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend of gigs, guys. See you soon.